Namaste, my dear brothers and sisters. If you are worried about hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, stroke, and fatty liver, which are among the major killers of mankind today, there is some good news for you. You don't have to think about each of them individually. They are all lifestyle diseases, and therefore, if you improve your lifestyle, you will be able to prevent all of them. The 28th of July is the Hepatitis Day, and therefore, this may be the right day to talk about one of those lifestyle diseases which are not very often counted amongst this cluster, and that is the fatty liver. There are many variations of fatty liver, many different variants due to different causes, but the one which is of maximum concern is what is called the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. As the descriptive name itself tells us, it is not due to too much of drinking, it is non-alcoholic, and it is fatty liver disease, NAFLD. And let's see what happens in NAFLD. Uh, it's associated with overweight, and its genesis is very easy to understand. Overweight results from our eating more than we need, and the surplus gets deposited as fat at various places in the body, and that's how the person puts on weight. But then, while this is going on, there is also a tendency, if the weight goes beyond a certain limit, then there is also a tendency for this extra fat that is being formed in the body to deposit in the liver. Now, the fat accumulating tissue, that is the adipose tissue, which normally accumulates fat, is made for this purpose. And although we put on weight, it by itself does not give rise to any serious issue immediately in any organ in the body. But the liver is not made for storing fat. And therefore, when this fat starts accumulating in the liver cells, to start with, it just forms small globules within the liver cells, and the liver cells can still continue to function more or less normally. And we don't notice it because the liver has plenty of reserve. Even if 80% of the liver is destroyed, the liver function tests continue to be normal. And therefore, in the beginning, accumulation of these small globules of fat in the liver cells does not really give us any abnormality. But as the quantity of fat in the liver cells increases, it starts compressing the functional parts of the liver cells, and that leads to a derangement of function. These cells can no longer function like normal liver cells, and therefore, eventually, liver function starts suffering, and the accumulation can go to a point where the cell bursts, and neighboring cells may coalesce to form one large cyst containing a lot of fat. And when the accumulation of fat in the liver crosses a certain limit, then all these areas where this damage has taken place, they start healing. And they heal with the formation of fibrous tissue, or what we commonly call scar tissue as anywhere else. And the formation of lot of scar tissue within the liver then leads to a further compromise of function. And it is formation of the scar tissue within the liver, which makes the liver harder, which presses on the various ducts like the bile ducts, which are necessary for transporting the bile. Now, when all this happens, that is what we call cirrhosis of the liver. And that, of course, as you know, is a serious issue and eventually leads to an incurable condition, an incurable disease of the liver. So, as you can see, the process of accumulation of fat in the body, whether it is in the adipose tissue or whether it is in the liver, it is because we are eating more than we need and we are converting the surplus into fat. But the adipose tissue is meant for storing fat, and therefore nothing very serious happens. The liver is not made for that purpose, and therefore something serious happens. Now, why is it that some people can go on accumulating fat at the right places, so to say, and just put on weight, whereas others start developing at a pretty early stage fatty liver? Now, that is because of individual differences. We all have different weak points in the body, and in some people, the weak point is the liver, which means that those complicated series of mechanisms which ensure that the fat will go to the right place and not much will be diverted to the wrong place, like the liver. Now, those mechanisms are a little weaker in some individuals, and that's how, when extra fat is being made in the body, it rather early starts accumulating also in the liver. So the next question is, Can we prevent it from happening? Yes, we can by living a healthier lifestyle. And one of the most important things which would indicate it is the body weight. Because more than the large number of markers of various lifestyle diseases which accumulate in the blood in microgram and nanogram quantities is this highly visible marker which is staring at us in kilogram quantities, and that is the weight of the person. So if we can prevent that from happening, and we will be able to prevent all the lifestyle diseases, including fatty liver. Now, what if a person has developed a fatty liver? Again, the good news is that if it is detected early, and just those little globules of fat have accumulated in the liver cells, then if the person starts losing weight and of course adopts the other lifestyle measures along with those which are absolutely essential for losing weight, then the disease can also be reversed. Now, what are those various measures which will make the person lose weight and also have a healthy lifestyle in general? The essential things are well known: not eating more than we need, eating the right type of food in the right quantity with the right attitude, and being physically active, once again, if possible, for the right duration and the right type of exercise with the right attitude. And apart from that, not putting into the body harmful substances like alcohol and tobacco, sleeping enough, and not only enough in duration, but also sleeping at the right time and getting good quality sleep, and once again sleeping with the right attitude. Now that's all essential and important, although we don't give it that much importance. In fact, I mean, some of these things like eating, breathing, sleeping, and so on, walking, these are things which we learn very early in life, and we feel that we all know it. But then there is a better way of doing it, and in fact, no matter how late in life, it's never too late to learn what is the way to do some of these things better. And along with that, of course, the most important thing remains remaining mentally at peace, because mental stress is also an accompaniment of the current lifestyle, and that can overshadow all the other physical factors to which we give much greater importance. So if you take care of the physical factors like exercise, diet, sleep, smoking, drinking, etc., if we take care of these, and in addition, also have the type of attitude that will make us deal with the ups and downs of life with equanimity. And for that, the best formula so far that mankind has invented is to change ourselves in such a way that no matter what is happening to us in life, we are able to treat it as a lesson, as a message, as a blessing in disguise, which is telling us how we can change to make our well being, our sense of well being, completely independent of external circumstances. So it is a message to teach us that if we are able to look at all the events and circumstances of life in that fashion, then we can be at peace. So these are some of the basic things in lifestyle. And if we take care of those, we'll be able to, by and large, prevent most of the lifestyle diseases. And even if one of these diseases happens to us, if we detect it early, chances are that we'll be able to take it as a wake-up call, improve our lifestyle further, and reverse it. So that's about lifestyle diseases in general, and also for the disease which is the focus today, which was the focus today, and that is the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Thank you.